So hey guys, welcome to my Twin Peaks live chat for this week. If you are in the room, go ahead and let me know by saying hello and I will say hello back. I will give you a shout out here on my channel. I have a lot of things to say about this episode. Hopefully a couple people will come to the room before we get really started, but obviously, if you've seen the thumbnail, then you know and you watched the episode. So it was a good episode for me because we saw Audrey return. However, Audrey is very, very different from the way we remember her in the first two seasons. Hi, Epic Gummy Bear. Thank you so much for being here. What did you think about the episode? Let me know. So she's totally different. I kind of preferred her from before, but it's been more than 20 years, so, you know, people change and don't say the same. Hello, Harry. Thank you so much for being here. But anyway, a lot of the stuff she was talking about and the people she was talking about are people we don't even know, I don't think, unless we've met them, like, briefly in this new season, and possibly, like, this Billy person who she's, like, in love with and who she's looking for. I'm not sure exactly who that is. And she's married to this guy that she doesn't want to be married to named Charlie. Hi, Anna. Thank you so much for being here. So she's got a lot of drama in her life. Epic Gummy Bear misses the old Audrey. Yes, I love the old Audrey, and I know it's HBO, so we can say the F word and whatever, but she seems to be so angry and, like, unhappy with her life that it is sad that she's turned out this way. You know, we did have more of a discussion about Richard, but we still have no confirmation that she is his mom or who is his mom, but we just know that his dad was not in his life. Hi, Ingrid. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, his grandfather feels terrible that he killed a child, and he's going to pay for, like, Miriam's operation and pay probably the parents of the child who he killed. Oh, it's Chase. Okay, cool. Thanks for being here. Well, hi, Dominic. Thank you so much for being here and saying hello. But anyway, so we had that bit of information, and I was listening very carefully because I thought maybe we would find out in this episode who are Richard's parents, or at least who is his mom, but that was not revealed. We saw Dougie for a tiny bit trying to play. It was so funny because I think his kid kind of understands that something's just wrong with him and trying to play catch with his son, which of course it didn't work because Dougie just doesn't have it all together. Ralph says, hi, Ralph. Thanks for being back here since you were here just a few minutes ago. Ralph says, Charlie, that character is from Fringe, which I haven't seen. And Billy, you think is the guy Andy was questioning a bit back. So, yeah. So, I don't know what kind of guy this Billy is, but it seems like Audrey is going through a lot of stuff, and I don't even know why her husband's still with her because she's obviously telling him she doesn't want to be with him. So it was just really good to finally see her after 11 episodes. I knew we would see her. I knew we would see her this season, but it was just also funny because she just kind of popped in there near the end of the episode, and there wasn't, like, any great reappearance of her or, like, any fanfare or whatever. It was just like, oh, there she is, you know? I think it was, like, right after a scene with, like, Nadine and the crazy guy that has, like, the infomercials online or whatever with the shovels. But what did you guys think about the episode? What did you think about Audrey returning and kind of her new attitude and how things have changed for her? But I do think it's her. I mean, there had been a lot of speculation that maybe she died in the bombing or whatever that happened in the old Twin Peaks, and that she might come back as a ghost or something, but I do think we were seeing her, and so far I don't see any visible injuries. I'm not sure if she had some injuries from that. I would think that she would, or kind of any issues lasting more than 20 years with those injuries, but maybe this, what she went through, maybe that, like, changed her perspective on life and made her have, like, a more negative vibe. I'm not really sure. Ralph says that Charlie was talking about Billy's truck that was taken. Okay, yeah, I remember that. So, you know, so we'll have to see where this goes with her storyline, but I was just thankful to have her back in the show. Let's see, we also had Diane again, and obviously, what's his name? I can't even remember the names on here. The guy who played Gordon and Albert are very suspicious of her, so that's good because every time I see her, I just definitely think something bad's going to happen, and it didn't, but, you know, she is not on the right team in this show. Ralph says Audrey has just unfortunately, she grew up to have a bitter life, which is really sad, and again, I don't know if it's because of the accident that she was involved in, or at the bank, or if I mean, who knows what's happened to her? We haven't seen her in so long, so we really don't know what's going on. I mean, it would kind of make sense to me if, even more so if Richard was her son, because he has a very negative outlook on life, and maybe he's given her a lot of problems. I don't know if she, raised him. I really don't know what happened, even if she is his mom. We will find out, I think, this season, but I was hoping we would find that out as well in this episode. I feel like there was something else big that happened that I wanted to talk to you guys about, or something that was just that we needed to talk about. But if you guys can think of it, let me know. I mean, if you think of something that we should be talking about regarding this week's episode. So yeah, we haven't seen Bad Coop in a little bit, and we still have Dougie being Dougie. We don't have old Cooper back. I thought last week's episode was better, but you just never know what you're going to get on this show. I did not dislike this episode. I just felt like last week's episode was really, really good. Right, so David, as Ralph is saying, always does weird. I'm used to that now. Like, that doesn't even faze me when he does, like, the super awkward moments, and it's like stuff that most people would cut out. And I don't make movies, but I've made enough videos in my life where, like, I know, like, certain parts you don't need to drag. That would almost be like me doing a video where I sit down and film it, and, like, after I'm done talking, I would just leave the camera rolling, and I would, like, sit there and, like, scroll on my phone or something, but I would put that up on YouTube. That's a David Lynch move. Like, you would just have me scrolling on my phone. I wouldn't even acknowledge you guys, and it would just end, and I wouldn't say bye. Yeah, so the guy, like the hitman or whatever, and like his woman, she wanted to go to Wendy's, and it's like totally not a normal life when you kill somebody and then you're like, all right, let's go to Wendy's. It's like, wait a minute, yes, we can go to Wendy's, but let me kill someone really fast, and as soon as I get that over with, we'll go to Wendy's. I mean, most people would be like, yeah, we can go to Wendy's, let me take a shower first, but this guy was like, let me just murder this man, and then we can go to Wendy's. Okay, Chase, yeah, I got it. You're Chase. You just changed your screen name. Did you watch this episode, or did anybody else in the room besides Ralph watch the episode that wants to say, and I'm so glad Ralph is here, but anyone else that wants to talk about this episode or what you liked in the episode? I think Epic Gummy Bear saw this episode possibly. Maybe Ingrid or Anna. I don't know if you guys are still here. What did you guys think about the episode? So a couple things I want to tell you guys. Next week, I will not be doing a live chat on Mondays. I will let you know on Twitter if I'll be doing one Tuesday possibly. Depends on what happens in the episode, but I'm not going to be here next weekend. So just stay tuned to my Twitter, Kelly_TV, also in the down bar, so that you don't show up on Monday. If you don't know where I am, I'm telling you now, I'm not going to be here. But also another plug for a show that I just happen to enjoy. No one's paying me to say this, but I really love the new show Room 104 that premiered on HBO on Friday. And I'm doing a live chat on it at 6 p.m. So if any of you guys saw it and you want to come back at 6, we can talk about the first episode, which I really liked. But it's a 30-minute episode. This one was actually less than 30 minutes. So it's a quick episode every week, and it's a different episode with different actors and different storyline every single time. The only thing that stays the same is this motel room that they're in. So I'm just telling you, I really, really enjoyed it. If you like Black Mirror, Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt, it's kind of in that genre, American Horror Story, and I loved it, so you might want to check it out if you're looking for a new show. This one's super easy to watch because it's short and it changes every week, so if you miss a week, it's not like you're behind. Hi, Kevin. Thank you so much for being here. You feel like Audrey was more like she was in the pilot episode, all crazy and stuff. You don't really like the way they reintroduced her. Yeah, I mean, I just wasn't crazy about any of it except for the fact that she was back. I was glad to see her back. But I also think that's kind of David's way of doing things. Like a normal show would just bring her back and it would be like so amazing. It would be like, they also wouldn't have waited like 11 episodes to bring her back, but I think that's just David's way of being different. Like he wants to be different. So I hope that her character will turn around and not be so bitter, but I really don't know what she's gone through in these past more than 20 years, and I guess we'll find out maybe some of that, so maybe that'll explain it. But she was not a very nice person. She didn't have very nice language. She was berating her husband, So yes, we have Cooper's keychain back in play because the sheriff turned it into Ben. And now it's going to Frank, who was the sheriff on the original 2 seasons. And guys, they talk about him so much. I swear to you, they're going to put him in that show somehow. They are going to get the original sheriff in the show. I swear. There's going to be a cameo or something. But they keep talking about him having some sort of illness. Like, I kind of think it might be cancer, but I don't know. So I could also see them just saying, like, one day that he died or something and we never see him. But I feel like he's mentioned so much that we're going to have to see him. So he's going to get that key, and we're going to put together the fact that Cooper is still here, and eventually he'll come back too. Good Cooper will come back, and I think it'll be this season. Thank you, Chase. I appreciate your support of my channel very much. Thank you. Yes, I think that was the other thing, Ralph, that I wanted to mention about the keychain. So Ralph says Audrey's intro is real life. We're coming in on a moment in her life. Nothing special. This is how Lynch does it. And I think that's a good point, because here's the thing. I mean, if you come into our lives 20-something years from now, like everyone here that's in this room, everyone is not going to have, well, no one's going to have had a picture-perfect life. Some people may be in a bad place in 20-something years. Some people could be in a bad place now and will be in a better place then. So at least for the most part, except for the supernatural stuff, the characters are usually presented pretty real and realistic, instead of like, you know, in 20 years since we've seen everyone can't be having a perfect life and look the same and everything's going great. And I remembered what else I wanted to talk about was Sarah's mom, who's definitely going through a lot of stuff. Not Sarah's mom. Her name is Sarah. I do that so often. I don't know why I get them confused. Laura's mom, Sarah. And it was funny because I remember seeing the little snippet of her in the liquor store, like in the promos for the season before the season even started. And she's definitely having so many issues, which we already kind of knew because we saw her earlier in this season. And was like hallucinating at the fact that they had turkey jerky, like at the liquor store or whatever kind of store she was in. And then Hawk went to check on her and she said she was okay. But I mean, she's not okay. And you have to feel bad for her. She's kind of not been doing well, obviously, since her daughter died and her husband died. So her life has not been great since all that happened more than 20 years ago. So that's kind of another sad story. And I don't know if they're going to do anything special with her character in this season or have her play a big role in it, or just, well, we're just going to kind of see her from time to time. But it is sad. We haven't seen Big Ed, right? And I got him confused with Hank last week. Big Ed, we still haven't seen. So that's another character that we know is going to be in this season. We don't know what happened. Like, we don't know what happened between him and Nadine and Norma. Did he stay married to Nadine? Did he ever get with Norma? What's up with that? We don't know. So I think we'll find something about that out, too, in this season. But I thought that, you know, honestly, a lot of things happened regarding different storylines in this episode, so I thought that was good. And I think it's kind of like old school Twin Peaks, where like some of the episodes for me I just thought were great, and then some of them I thought were just kind of okay. This one I thought was better than okay, but I thought last week's was better. Ralph says between the loss of her husband and daughter, seeing Bob, and visions of a white horse, she's shot out. Yeah, so pretty much she's had a terrible life, unfortunately, and it's obvious when you talk to her that, you know, things have not been going well for her, and she's had a really tough life. And I don't think she's a bad person. She's just gone through a lot of stuff, you know. But what else am I leaving out? What else did you want to talk about or theorize about that happened in this episode? Kevin says, why did they replay the commercial with Jacoby and Nadine saying the same things as that one episode? I don't know if that has any kind of significance. I just kind of wrote it off as David Lynch being David Lynch, but maybe you guys read more into it. Let me know if you did. Lionel says you're very intrigued with all the characters appearing at the last of some episodes. They seem really random people, but with real weird stories. Right, so we keep getting these people at the Roadhouse, you know, that are just like, I don't know who the heck they are. and we see them usually once, usually at the end of the episode, like last night. I don't know what that means, or if that means something, or if it's connected. I'm not sure, but that's a good point, Lionel, because I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with them. Adulate, thank you so much for being here. Let me know your thoughts. We talked about a lot of the main points that happened last night, but I would like to hear your thoughts about them. Right, it's usually in the bar, Lionel, and I don't know where we're going. I mean, because I remember the one time recently, the woman with the crazy rash on her arm and just randomly appeared at the end, and it's like we're getting these weird people with weird backstories show up at the end, and then we don't hear from them or don't see them in the next episode. So Ralph says, mark your words, Albert and Gordon are being set up story-wise to be possibly killed, and I could definitely see that happening, and I think Diane's going to play a role in that, or... You know, because she's texting about them. They're intercepting the text, but, you know, maybe they'll get a warning. I don't know, but stuff is not going to, I think I could see that going down. So they did mention the Blue Rose last night, as Kevin says, and also letting Tammy join. Sometimes I don't know if we can trust Tammy. Do you think we can? I don't know. I mean, she seems nice enough, but sometimes I think maybe we can't trust her, but... They definitely kind of went into the Major Griggs thing, the Blue Rose and all of that, which honestly kind of confuses me, to be completely honest, when we get into that supernatural part of the show, which is not my favorite part about the show, but I know for those people who really love to theorize about it, that's one of your favorite parts. But yeah, definitely, it was interesting, and they explained it in a way that I thought wasn't far out and kind of made sense, you know? Ralph says you feel Diane will make it personal and kill Albert. I could definitely see that happening. Definitely. I'm wondering if this woman ever changes her nail polish or if she just has the randomly colored nails all the time. And it's so funny because, like, it doesn't go with her personality. Because she's just, like, evil, but she has, like, happy, bright, cheerful rainbow nails. Ralph thinks you think we can trust Tammy? I don't know. I just don't know much about her. So did you miss Audrey last night, or you missed Audrey in general? Like, I missed seeing Audrey, definitely. Now, Adelaide thinks that Tammy is trustworthy. Okay, well, I mean, I hope she is. I hope she is. We can only hope. I mean, hopefully they didn't let someone they can't trust into their little circle, because that wouldn't be good. So yeah, of course, as always, I'm excited for the next episode, and I have no idea what's going to happen. But one thing I don't have to say in this video is I hope to see Audrey, because we finally saw her. Okay, so you think Tammy is the new Cooper. Okay, that's good to know. So a lot of you guys think she's trustworthy, which let's hope she is. I definitely hope she is. This show probably has more storylines going on than any show I've ever watched, and I feel like I've watched some shows that were like a million storylines going on at once, but this one really has it topped, because we just, like, you know, like Lionel was saying, we see these people at the end, and I don't know if they're connected to the people we see at the end usually, but there's so many characters in this show, and there were so many characters in this show to begin with before they came back, but now, I don't even know. You guys may know, like, how many different characters we have, but it's insane. Datsun says you're so sad that Audrey is with that boring guy. He's just so sleepy. I don't know. I mean, it's sad all the way around, and it's also sad to me that the guy is sticking with her. Like, what man puts up with this? Like, if your wife is like, I don't want to be with you, you're terrible, I'm trying to find this other dude because I'm in love with him or whatever, why are you still there? Like, is he that sad of a person that he's not going to leave? Kevin says, remember the woman Gordon was with in his hotel room and it took like 3.5 minutes for her to leave? Right. It was just a lot of wasted. I mean, I'm used to it. Personally, I don't see the artistic, appeal in any of those, like, long scenes, like the spray painting of the shovels. I just think that's David being like, I can do this because I'm popular and people will watch it and they'll put up with it. But maybe some people are intrigued by that. I don't know. I mean, when I watch Twin Peaks, I don't get into some of the stuff that some people who love it do, and some people get mad at me because of that, but this is my opinion on my video, so we all have different opinions. I don't, hate people or don't hate on people who get into that artistic side or whatever, but that's not the reason that I choose to watch it. Not for that. Ralph says, you remember when... Yes, right. It was hard. Like, at first, I did not want to watch Twin Peaks, and when I started watching it, I was like, I can't watch this, but it was a work in progress, and I do really enjoy parts of it. Some parts of it I could do without, but that's just me being totally honest, which I'll probably get some crazy hate comments later, but I just don't really care. I just decided I'm going to delete a lot of that. Like, the really abusive comments, I'm just deleting, because no one has time for that. Adelaide says, Diane is crazy. You can't wait for her to get killed off because last episode she's making things personal and she's responsible for Albert's death. I do think she'll probably die. I don't know if it's going to happen this season, but she's a terrible person, so I completely agree with you. Datsun says the scene with the French woman leaving was so uncomfortably long. I've been watching this show on my laptop now because I can, like, pay more attention to detail. And when that stuff starts happening, I just pick up my phone and start, like, looking at Instagram or something, to be totally honest. Because I don't want to sit and watch, like, someone paint a shovel or mop a floor for, like, 4 minutes. I don't, but I leave it playing because I can tell, like, you know, when I hear the scene has changed, and then I can look again and put my phone down. Ralph says Audrey probably got in trouble and Charlie bailed her out of it and is holding their marriage over Audrey's head. That makes a lot of sense. She probably owes him something, and he's, like, I don't know, like, obsessed with her or something and wants to still be with her. I don't know. It's just a bad situation, like, for both of them. Adulate says Twin Peaks has lots of storylines. Yeah, I really think it has more storylines than many shows that I've watched, but you guys have probably watched other shows that have a similar amount or something, but just from my experience, it seems to have quite a lot. Kevin says, "What do you think Las Vegas and they haven't? What do you think Las Vegas means and they haven't asked yet?" I don't know. That was in the text that who do you think Diane is texting? By the way, I don't know. I kind of felt like that was a code word, but we know we have that whole storyline going on in Vegas with Dougie, so I wasn't sure if it was literal or not. Datsun says, you're usually in a live chat room during the episode and everyone freaked out about Audrey. Yeah, I freaked out because it was unexpected. And I kind of actually, usually I watch every episode thinking, like, is she going to be in it? Is she going to be in it? But I wasn't even thinking that in this episode. And I think they did that on purpose. They just wanted to surprise us with her and throw her in, like, near the end when no one was expecting it. Chase, it's your birthday today? Happy birthday. That's great. And I think you said you're 27. Happy birthday. Datsun's wondering who was in Sarah's house. So somebody was making noise, and she said it was the kitchen making noise. But Hawk heard it, so I don't know. I was wondering if maybe she had a pet and she didn't remember, or it was like someone banging around in the kitchen. There's probably a person, and that's a good question, and I don't know. But she was like, it's just the kitchen. I don't know. She's funny. Funny in a way that's not really supposed to be funny, but I thought that was just a funny answer. Yeah, you're welcome. Happy birthday. So I hear a dog barking again. I'm so sorry. Hopefully, I think there's a delivery truck outside again. But anyway, it was the best part of this episode for me was seeing Audrey. Made me so very happy. Ralph says Mr. C wants Diane to meet him in Vegas, and she wasn't sure if possible. This was an episode or two ago. Okay. Thank you. And sorry about that. And I'm glad you're here to kind of, like, fill in the blanks. It's about what helps for me. And I don't know if it helps for you guys as well, but it helps for me. Adulate says, you still can't believe Orphan Black is ending. You still remember the first episode, which you pretended to be a cop. Yeah, it was such a good show. I don't know if you were in the chat earlier, Adulate, but it should be up on my channel now if you want to go back and watch. And then I also did a reaction video to the episode Saturday night. If you haven't checked that out, it is on my channel. But anyway, does anybody else have anything we haven't talked about, or if you just joined something that you wanted to discuss that happened in this episode, or something you hope happens? Ralph says the grocery boy was dropping off Sarah's groceries. The vodka bottles were clanging. But was he in her house? Because it sounded like someone was, like, in the kitchen. Maybe he was in the kitchen dropping off the groceries? I don't know. Okay, actually, that's cool. Yeah, that's it. It's really bad. I have 2 dogs, and it's craziness. Mostly what gets them crazy is, like, the UPS and FedEx and, you know, like, the package delivery people. They hate that. So those trucks sound different to them than, like, a regular car. So they, like, freak and run downstairs, like what's going on now, and bark. Usually they deliver packages when I'm doing a live show, so it works out well. Again, I want to let you guys know, if you saw Room 104 in about 30 minutes here at 6 p.m., I'll be doing a live chat, so come back here. It'll be right here at 6 p.m. I'm hoping some of you guys saw it. If not, please go watch. It was really good. It's on HBO Go. Kevin says the one part where Sunny, Jim, and Dougie were playing catch for 1 second was pretty funny. Agree. I really enjoyed the Dougie parts, even though I do want Cooper to come back. And I always find those very, very funny. And that was funny because we all knew he wasn't going to catch or throw or do anything because he's kind of like a walking robot with kind of a brain, but not really. Datsun says when one dog barks, the other one barks too. Right. It never ends. I always feel so terrible. It's happened so often in these chats. I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully it's not too annoying. If you have a dog, it's probably not as annoying, but for people who don't, it's probably super annoying, so I apologize. But I think I'm going to wrap this up for today. Thank you guys. There's several people here, and I really appreciate the great discussion. And we will not be doing this next Monday, possibly on Tuesday. I just won't be here Monday. But watch my Twitter so that I can update you if we'll be having a chat next week. But I'll definitely be watching the episode, and I'll let you know, next weekend or early in the week what I'll be doing on my channel for it. I know we only had one Dougie scene, Datsun. It was like super short and crazy, but that's kind of how the show is, unpredictable. But thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope to see some of you at the Room 104 chat at 6 p.m. Okay, bye guys.